This conference will now be
All right, good day,
recorded.
everyone. I am Steve Szyminski on behalf of Wealth Foundations Northwest. I'd like to welcome you all to the Trading Labs. Happy to be here with all of you. Just a quick reminder that go ahead and reach out to me if you have any trade ideas. I love new trade ideas. I love questions about your trades and anything about any questions that have to do with options trading at all or stocks. Feel free. Feel free to reach out to me. Just a quick reminder that your trades are yours, not ours. We don't act as advisors in any way, shape, or form, and trading does, in fact, involve risk. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the model portfolio today, which is still way outperforming the markets. We are up, let's see, about 63% year to date. 63% year to date, not too shabby. All right, so we have AMT, and this is a cash flow. No, that we have changed this to a bull call spread. Bull call spread on AMT. So we want it to get to 90 or above before June 18th. That's what we want to happen. So AMT. So I don't care what kind of trader you are, but if we can get this up to 190 or above by June 18th, we get our max profit. But we can do well even if it doesn't quite get there, right? So here you got this high here around 188.24. If it goes up there and tests that again, maybe we'll punch out. Today was a pullback. I'm not sure why, but look, it's actually a boing boing signal. So because the 2-day RSI abruptly went below, and I'm not sure if that's news driven. So check that because everything was going swimmingly well when all of a sudden, boom, today happened. But you'll notice that it is with 20 minutes to go before the close. It looks like it's going to close off of its low. So whatever that was that caused that to it like that, it might be temporary, might be an opportunity if you're not in this already. And so I'm going to leave that alone. That still looks okay. But if it does get to the back of the top of the base, I'll probably punch out this time because I don't like any drama with my trades. All right. So that's AMT. That's doing fine. And let's go ahead and look at bookings. This is a put. So we want this to go down, and it is going down today. Today it was going down. BKNG, right? Booking holdings, and see how it tested that 50 SMA, went down then and tested the 20 SMA. So now it's kind of stuck in no man's land. I might want to sell against this just to bring in some cash flow because when you get stuck between these two moving averages, a lot of times it will take a little while to break out of there. Nonetheless, we formed a lower high. So there's a previous high, there's a lower high. So that's still bearish. That's good. The only thing that's not great about this is that it looks to me like it we had this downtrend going on here, and it looks like it sort of broke that a little bit. So that's the only thing I'm not crazy about here. So that's another reason that you might want to sell against it, try to bring in some cash flow. Now, where would you sell again? Well, no higher than the low of today. So I would go 160 or lower, I think, if I were just sort of try to bring in some cash flows. That's probably a good idea. Let's just look at that real quick and understand that on booking, we're holding the 158 put to July. So if we were to go in here and look for a 160 put that we could sell like sooner, like maybe out to Friday, something like that. So that one sit, wow, whoa, it pays it. That pays really well. That 160 put that pays 175. That's really good. And that is how far out of the money? It's $7 out of the money. That's going to pay $1.75 out a week. Are you kidding? What about to Friday? What about this Friday? Now you got me interested here. I can get 60 cents or better just going out to this Friday. So there's $60 in your pocket, enough to buy yourself a nice Friday night dinner. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out to the 12th just so that people that I think I'm going to take the $1.75 out a little further, just so that people don't have to manage it so tightly, especially with 20 minutes into the close here. And so I'm going to go ahead and send that in. Not at the natural. Let me send that in closer to the mid. Let me try to get a little bit more. If I can get like $2 near the mid or close to it, let me just try to get $1.95 at least and see if that'll fill right now. It is a weekly, so it may not fill as well, but there's kind of a big spread in there. So if you're on the selling side, you just try to get a little bit. There you go. All right, what we get? We got 223. Okay, way better than $1.75. So we just got $223 in our pockets. $7 out of the money. I absolutely adore that, and I think that was absolutely the right thing to do. All right. So that's how we get these big returns, folks. All right, so eBay long call. We're trying to be bullish on eBay. It's not being totally um, cooperative, but not bad. We're down $49. No big whoop, but maybe we can make that back too by doing a little selling against that. Let's look at this eBay. Yeah, see how bullish this was, and then it just kind of, for some reason, it sort of collapsed. But it looks like it's finding itself in this consolidation area. And while we're waiting for this to come back, and I think I'm going to wait on this. I think I'm going to see if we get a little bit of a bounce. Then I'll get paid a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell up here near 120, but not today. Today, it's just busy finding itself, and if it collapses any more, then I'm going to pull the plug, even though we're only down $49. But again, it's sort of like I've sort of lost the trend line support I had a little bit. We're between the moving averages, so I don't expect it to do much, and I would just like it to not close near the low of the day. Let close somewhere a little bit higher, and then maybe I can get some premium up here around 120. That would be nice. All right, so I'll leave that alone. Let that cook a little bit. It's not ready. Knee. All right, Knee Energy. I'm doing a put, an 85 put out to July on this guy. Let's see if it's cooperating. Knights who say knee. And it's, yes, it's mostly cooperating, just not today, because we had a channel breakout here. And so we're trying to be bearish here, and this absolutely is bearish. Look at this, lower, boom, boom, boom. It just happened to have a good day today, but that doesn't mean it's not bearish overall. If you want to try to bring in some cash flow, maybe around 182, let it come down. Let it come down a little bit more, and then see if you can get paid a little bit better. Again, I'm going to let that one cook a little bit. Leave it alone. Pepsi. This is one of those don't ask me to do too much bear put spreads. We want it to go below 142 before June 18th. Below 142 by June 18th. That's the plan. Okay, and it's looking pretty good. Yep, it's already below 142. So all it has to do is stay down there. And so this trade's looking very good. It just needs, again, just more time to. So we're at 140.81. So we're $1.20 below where we want it to be. And so just let it stay down there. If that stays down there, we get max profit. So actually it's at 142. No, I'm sorry, it bounced. It bounced to 142 and some change. We need to come back down a little bit further. So what did we say that was again? The short strike is 142. All right, so if it stays right there, we get max profit. Maybe come down another 11 cents or so. But mostly that trade's looking very good. Mostly that trade's looking great. So just let that simmer. Tesla. So we are in we're long the 430, short the 440s. So Tesla has just really not cooperated so far, 100%. And so he had like 2 bad days. Boom, 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 boom. Other than that, it's been really working its way higher than 2 bad days. Boom, boom. But it didn't take it all back, and that's a good sign. Because if it took it all the way back in like a really short period of time, then that means that those buyers have shut off. But they haven't, because the buyer said, "Oh no, you don't." The buyer's like, "You're not taking me all the way down here. all the way down to this level. No, 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 I won't have it. So the buyers pushed back a little bit today. We're actually going to close near the high. So that bodes very, very well for our trade. And so I think we can chillax on that a little bit. So let's get back to there. Okay. So so that, can I just hit delete? Yeah, I can just hit delete on that. So that's good. So we want this to actually work its way up back to this high right here. And we have some time for it to do that. It is, oh, we have until August. Oh, we have a ton of time for it to do that. So we just want to go from where we are now up to 440 by August. Yeah, that doesn't look too hard. And anytime it gets there, we can take that. Now UNH, we tried to trade this as cheaply as possible. Okay, but bullish trade targeting 400. Bullish trade targeting 400. Okay, just so you know what we're trying to do here, whether you're a stock trader, options trader, what we want is for UNH to work its way back to near this high point. And how long do we have for it to do that? We have until June 18th. So this is the bad news is it's not cooperating. The good news is we traded this as a butterfly. And what that means is that that's about as cheaply as you can trade that. So if it doesn't cooperate, we're not going to lose a lot. But we need United Healthcare to start rocking and rolling to the upside here. And it's just been a slow grinding. I was hoping it was coming in for a landing and then just ready to go back up, like a lot of times stocks do. They come drift down and then they pop up. They drift down and then they pop up, right? They drift down and they pop up. So I'm hoping that that this happens, but hope isn't a strategy. If that doesn't happen, then at least I put on like the cheapest directional trade I could possibly put on. All right, something new, just one thing new that I really liked right here, Rocket Lab. And so this thing came rocketing down here and then just sort of stopped in its tracks right at the 20 SMA. You've got additional support here, but I'm not even going to count on that because it's a little intraday support here. And so I'm going to go below, see this rally base rally. Okay, this I'm playing this rally base rally. So the low of this candle is what I'd like to play. And so I'm going to sell a bull put spread slightly below that. Okay, so I'm going to sell the 110 and buy the 190. Okay, 110, 190 bull put spread. And you know what? That's going to pay $400 in short order. Okay, $400 in short order right in your pocket. That's how we get these kinds of returns, folks. It does, you know, you just have to give what the market wants to give you. And I'm going to go to June 18th. And I'm going to sell the 110 put. Okay, I'm going to sell the 110 put. What am I doing here? Something, oh, I'm not in Rocket Lab, that's why. RKLB. I set that link and then it goes away for some reason. I don't know why. So if I sell the 110, I'm going to get $510. Buy the 190 to limit our risk. Okay, oops, I hate it when I forget to hit the control button. Okay, so this is a bull put spread out to June 18, and this is going to pay more than $400. You can get $420 at the midpoint, and that's, and the risk, the total risk is it's a 20 wide, so $2,000 minus the credit. So $2,000 minus a 400 credit, about $1,600 worth of risk per contract. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. And so if I can make $400 on $1,600 worth of risk, then that's a 25% return in about 2 weeks. And that's if I risk the whole thing. I'm not even going to do that, right? Because I'd be foolish to let this thing expire completely worthless. If it went against me, I'm going to get out early if the short gets threatened. So I'm really not even risking 1,600. I'm going to risk a fraction of that. So working orders. And what do we have? About 6 minutes to go before the close. I really would like to get this filled. So I'm going to do right click, cancel, replace order. I'm going to just say, you know, at 420, I was just kidding. How about 410? Yeah, just get this baby filled. Come on. All right, send. Anything over 400, I think is fine for this trade. $400 is a nice return for a 2-week trade. 2 weeks from Friday is when this expired. I got filled at 414. $414 goes right in the pocket, and I get to keep it as long as it stays above 110. That's all I got for now. On behalf of Wealth Foundations Northwest, been my pleasure to have been your coach today. Good luck at trading, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.